Far Cry 5 is the latest installment in the Far Cry series. Duh. How does the world of Hope County, Montana stack up to the past Far Cry games? Let's find out.
We are gathered here to bear witness.
Personally, I've never been a big fan of Far Cry games. I like 2 a little bit, but it was not the best experience I've ever played. Did not like 3 or 4, which both were very similar to one another. And Primal was something that I just did not even touch. But something about Far Cry 5 was drawing me in. I don't know if it was the American setting or what it was, but nonetheless, here I am playing the game, telling you all about it. Story. The game's story is about a cult in Hope County, Montana. You get dropped in from a helicopter to arrest the father, Joseph Seed. Now apparently there is a way to end the game right here, a secret ending if you will. But personally, I do not know what it is, and it is obviously not what you are supposed to do. Seed will escape, and you will lose your mate, who will get captured by the father's 3 lieutenants. There is John Seed, who is in charge of converting people to the Book of Joseph by just saying yes.
It's the power of yes!
Jacob Seed, who is in charge of essentially the army of the cult.
We will do what needs to be done.
And Faith Seed, whose real name is Rachel Jessup, who is in charge of the drug bliss that keeps the members of the cult in line.
We all need guidance in times like these.
So we must be strong. And we must be vigilant.
Now you'll see. Now you'll truly understand.
Each has their own region that they are in charge of, and each region has their own set of allies as well. I'm not going to go into much detail of the allies, mainly because I do not remember them at all.
Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. I don't claim to know God's plans, but I know a good thing when I see it. Getting quite a reputation, Deputy. You're the first good thing to happen to this valley in a long time.
Apart from the companion mechanic, the good guys are just there to progress the story faster. The story gets progressed by doing any objective in the region, which I think is a good mechanic. The problem is the way that the next story moment triggers. Each region has 3 cutscenes that will not trigger till you get a high enough level in that region. You'll know when it's going to trigger because one of the lieutenants will talk to you, then you receive a random cutaway to the next cutscene.
Had a soft spot for Chad's barbecue, but he got the diabetes, so we put him on liquid salmon diet. Anyway, Paul tried to take him, so I set him free. Last time.
Welcome to the bliss.
Prepare for these a lot because it's the only way to progress through the game. The lieutenants will talk about whatever their cause is, spare your life, where you will then escape. I find it funny how the antagonist will go face to face with you, spare you, just to try and kill you during the gameplay, and repeat this formula over and over again. There are a couple moments where the game tries to show off an element of surprise and grief, but because I do not care about my friends anyway, it has little to no effect. The story just kinda got in the way and the ending kinda made everything feel kinda empty. I do not want to spoil anything, but you do not really get the feeling that you won by the end of the game. I actually do think the super serious story could work in a different game. It had bad transitions for sure, and I do not really feel like anything except face region ties into the intro of the game. But the main issue is how serious it tried to be. And as for the gameplay, well, that just was not serious at all. Gameplay. Pretty much sums up the difference between gameplay and story, huh? But let's go into further detail. The gunplay admittedly is not that great. It is however pretty cool that you can fully customize any weapon you have and throw melee weapons such as shovels and baseball bats at people. My favorite melee weapon personally was the one with the nails in it. I thought how brutal it was. Although I did not feel major differences between my weapons in the same category. For instance, every automatic rifle felt almost nearly identical, as did every sniper rifle, and so on and so forth. Driving works perfectly fine, and you have the ability to customize that too. Same goes for flying. And I think this is one of the best helicopter controls in gaming history. Definitely recent gaming history. Now it might not seem like I'm too high on this game right now, but let me tell you something about the world. The world is absolutely amazing. It feels alive, it's huge, it feels dynamic, and that is because it truly, truly is. There's plenty of random events and activities, side missions to do to keep you busy, and sometimes doing something simple as rescuing a civilian can lead to even more random events. I remember rescuing a civilian multiple times. Then they picked up a gun, find a car to drive down a cult member that starts a great war between the cults and civilians, then a random bear or mountain lion shows up and all chaos just ensues. There is a companion mechanic in this game. It allows 2 AI teammates, each with their own special attacks and abilities. As you see, I went for the stealthy way of doing everything. My favorites were really the animals, however. I think I spent most of my time with Boomer and Cheeseburger. There's also a skill tree that'll make you better, whether it's more health or more time to revive Peaches after she gets knocked out. The world truly is amazing with the cultists and civilians and the animals again in all the action. They'll keep you on your toes whenever you just want to go fishing. I cannot say enough about how great this world is, how random it is. Truly is an amazing feat of AI and just a living world. There is a multiplayer mode where people can create their own maps and have fights such as Team Deathmatch. I kind of think they got this idea from Grand Theft Auto 5 and saw how successful it was. But I did not really touch this much. I tried it once, shot someone in the chest, who then got a headshot on me right after and insta-killed me. There's also a co-op mode, but I have no friends. I imagine co-op in this game would work fantastic though, as it would just add to the randomness. Presentation. You know, the game sounds good and has good graphics. Not too much to say in this department. I actually really like the loading screens in each region. They tell you what the personality of the lieutenant is and the quote that he or she says. There's also an awkward blackness screen dissolves after picking up a mission to show what I'm guessing is a pre-rendered cutscene. I could be wrong about that, but I'm not too sure. It is something small, but it does kind of get in the way of the flow of the game at times. Final thoughts. Overall, Far Cry 5 fails in a lot of mechanics. It even has less attention to detail than Far Cry 2 had. But let me tell you something, the world more than makes up for this, as it is just so damn near perfect. This is really the best world of any game that I have seen since Saints Row 2, and I love that game. There might be something about atmosphere and just a way to interact with the world that I really enjoy. But it more than makes up for all the bad stuff in this game. I would give this game an 8.4 out of 10. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for more. I'll try to get more of these reviews out faster. I kind of want to do one on God of War, but I actually have not played that game yet or even bought it yet. I plan on doing that though. As such, I kind of want to do it either over Spyro or Spider-Man, and then when I don't will be a Let's Play. I might do a Let's Play on both of them and maybe a review on both of them as well. I don't know yet. Nonetheless, once again, thank you for watching this. Comment down below what you think of Far Cry 5. Did you like it? I loved it, but there is a lot of stuff I didn't, but I can overlook it. Thanks once again.